Alright kids, we're gonna learn some stuff here today. So, my window got busted. I wish I knew who did it, but I don't, so it's probably a good thing. First thing you're gonna want to do, did all this first. So there are these little things stuck inside there, top and bottom. You're gonna want to get rid of those on probably whatever side is broken. Then you got these big old seal things that the tracks slide in. Use a pick to pop those things out. And then these you have to slide. Can't see anything because the lighting's great. Slide all the way as far as you possibly can so that that little window's not really under them that much. And then you can kind of yank them out and work them out. It's kind of a pain. You might have to move the window back and forth a few times to get it to slide the way you want and whatnot. It's the same thing, top and bottom. The interesting thing is, even if you do that, there's no way this is coming out because there's still a 1/4 inch of this glass down there. I mean, maybe you could put like a jack or something in there, but I'm not going to do it because that'll probably bend your window frame, and I don't want to. And I'm just making one new little pane. As you can see, I got the majority of the glass out. Most of the glass in here out. But every time I sit down, I still get a piece of glass in my butt. So that's fun. Keep track of where your stuff came off, unlike what I just did just now. So these are the pieces I've got left from the shattered window. Let's take those and go over here. So now I've got some polycarbonate because I don't want to buy and or work with glass. And this stuff, if you're somewhere where your stuff's getting broken into all the time, this stuff is actually really hard to break. And as you can see on this, it looks like they tried to pry it open about a jillion frickin' times before they either broke it on accident or broke it on purpose. But look at this. Hang on, hang on. Look how good that fits. That's just pure luck. That's fantastic. A little bit of silicone to hold that thing in there and it's going to be great. Yeah. And that little thing goes where it goes. Sorry. And we're going to have ourselves a whole new window. I'm going to make it just big enough to squeeze in there. It'll be slightly smaller than the other one. The other one is cut tapered so that as you slide it, it squeezes into the window just fine. I'm going to make this one square in an attempt to have it stop in the same place. We'll see how it goes. According to my high-tech and very precise measuring system, we're going to want about 1/8 and 1/8, 1/8 and 1/16 by slightly under 11.5. Just a smidge under, because that thing doesn't go super precise. It'll be fine. It'll be good. That measurement barely squeezed in there. I thought it wasn't going to, but it did. I latched it so that they're both sitting on the bottom, so they kind of will be normally. And then this will be centered, and hopefully that'll work out right. If not, I got more Lexan. That should work. We gotta let that dry, and we will go from there. The more I look around, the more I realize they did. That used to be there. That used to be there. Whoever did this, probably some teenagers that do this just for fun. Little bastards. What I was doing before I started doing the window is did the front gears finally. Did the rear gears not too long ago after frying those for the 3rd time. Got all this stuff back on, got new trunnion bearings in there. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yeah. She's old and she needs some love, and she's been sitting a long time, so it's leaking everything now, but she's a fun rig. A little insane, but a lot of fun. I wasn't too mad about them taking the stereo, because it had a huge screen, which was kind of cool. It was Bluetooth, all that snazzy stuff. But the buttons down here stuck out about yay far, so every time I'd shift, in the third gear. Helps you push the clutch in. It would smash the mode button, and then it would change between like Bluetooth and radio and USB and all that stuff. And third gear is like the main gear you use in these. So it was kind of a useless stereo. The good news is I found one of those on Amazon. Piece of glass just got me pretty good. So, you know, if you look at that box, you can see I got tint that was a little bit too dark. I'm glad that the lighting's not good, because my tint job is... there is so much debris in there. I don't know where it all came from. I cleaned it first, whatever. It is the worst. So whatever I did, don't do it. But otherwise, actually with my eyeballs, the difference isn't that bad. From the outside, it looks the same. The annoying thing is when they broke it, they also took that and that, the thing on both sides that makes the window actually stop and stay secure. So that's cool, because now you can just do that. But this is still way better than not having a back window at all. Now if you're wheeling, you can still open it up and stuff. Not secure, but functional. So when this first got broken, I went to the dealership to try to find a whole new window. Actually, I was looking for just the pane, but that doesn't exist either. There was one of these windows in the entire country, and they wanted, I think it was like $375 for it. Yeah, obviously I didn't buy it. This was like 40 bucks, and you still get a little slider. And it's tweaker resistant now. See that? And instead of breaking it, maybe they'll just do this. And then they'll still steal your stereo and your ashtray and your dome light. Yeah. Pretty good. Good enough. It's the view from the outside. Pretty good, right? God, look at that. Look at... They really went to town on that thing. I am so glad I don't know who did this, especially after getting stabbed, because they would get stabbed. Forgot to show you that it still works. And it does actually stop right about where it needs to. See, that one stops about there, that one stops about there. And it's not even hitting the little rubber bumper thing yet. That's just because I cut it square at that dimension. It worked out. Those dimensions, geez, come on, words. Worked out perfect, which is surprising. Bam. Nailed it. You know, sometimes it takes me a minute, but eventually I get it figured out. Look at this. Alright, well that wasn't supposed to move that far. But at least it stops at all. So, there's this little plastic piece that slides all around when you're taking out that trim thing, but there's a hole. Actually, there's like 7 in this one. If you take this back out and you center that little plastic thing in the middle hole, it stops those from going past there and or past there. So you still have a mostly secure window. Bam. Now we're good. I'm trying to remember how I made that work. What I think I did is I put this pane way over here after all the rubber and everything, or the little end stops and everything were taken out. Then I put this pane over here pretty far, and then I put that plastic thing right about there. The other pane was here. And then I slid the rubber in under this side first. Got it all the way as far as it would go that way. You got to take it back out in the back and slide it kind of all the way against the metal of the cab. And then you can slide it under this one once you get it all the way in there. You kind of got to bend it up so it's doing that. And then you can barely slide it under the pane over here. And once you're doing that and getting it back down, make sure you got your little plastic thing in the middle hole, which is 3 holes from either side. And then you get that all worked out and centered, and then you're good to go.